Greetings, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time I'm covering the unique new side-scrolling game Endling Extinction is Forever. This is the breakout title by Spanish developer Herobeat, and was published by HandyGames, who released several Metroidvania titles including the excellent Gianna Sisters series. Endling combines classic Metroidvania with survival elements and stealth. It places the player in the role of a mother fox, who must not only ensure her own survival, but also protect her young cubs from a post-apocalyptic world that has been ravaged by natural disasters, pollution, and the last members of humanity who are themselves trying to survive. The game manages to create an experience where the player is the prey, rather than the hunter, forced to rely on stealth to survive, as well as making difficult decisions that can mean the difference between life and death for the last foxes on Earth. This game is part of a recent trend of titles designed around the animal perspective, started by the smash hit indie game Stray, and uses the tragic story of a family trying to survive in a hostile world to comment on several real-world issues such as climate change, environmentalism, and the destructive nature of man. The story begins with a heavily pregnant mother fox, desperately trying to escape a raging forest fire, along with a group of human survivors. Taking refuge in a den to give birth to her cubs, her peace is short-lived, as a nameless hunter captures one of the newborns. The mother fox will now need to split her efforts between the daily struggle for survival, as well as her efforts to locate and rescue the missing cub. This is made more difficult by a post-apocalyptic world filled with dangers including natural disasters, scarce resources, and hostile humans. Ultimately, your goal is to lead your family to safety, with your performance during the game determining which members survive. I tend to avoid games that push an agenda into their narrative in a heavy-handed way, but Endling largely manages to avoid this. The human antagonists are shown in an almost monstrous form, wielding flamethrowers as they raze the forest or wearing armor as they hunt your fox. But the story also shows some of the human's antagonists' own struggles, in some cases mirroring the actions and motivations of the mother fox to protect and provide for her family. The game's incredible graphics show the decaying world, with factories pumping deadly toxins into the surrounding area, burned forests and ruined houses containing the last surviving humans. The combinations of these factors allow the game to weave an emotional and engaging story without a single line of dialogue. Endling uses a day-night cycle similar to other survival games, where the nights spent gathering food by hunting animals, scavenging through garbage, and gathering berries, and the days spent resting and hiding from predators. Food can be found via your tracking ability, allowing you to pinpoint it via scent. However, you'll need to compete with other animals seeking food and use stealth to stay hidden from humans who are looking to add you to the menu. While food is easy to find early in the game, it becomes more scarce later on, forcing you to venture further from safety to feed your family. Exploration leads to clues on your missing cub, as well as the hunter's reason for taking them, allowing you to attempt a rescue. As your cubs grow, they develop their own personality, and more importantly, can learn skills such as scavenging and foraging for food. This increases your chances of survival and frees you up to spend more time tracking your missing cub. Endling is at its core a survival game, and it doesn't pull any punches with the difficulty. Any of your cubs can die, from hunter attacks, predators, or from starvation, with a heartbreaking scene shown where the family mourns in silence. It will take you more than a few attempts to complete the game with all of your cubs alive, and even if you manage to, the ruined state of the world and bittersweet ending leave the family's future in doubt. Normally at this point I would bring up some issues or suggestions for the game, but in Endling's case I didn't find any problems or areas for improvement. The campaign isn't very long, taking 2 hours to complete once you know what you're doing. This is a game that sticks with you long after the credits roll, with its somber story and unique cel-shaded art tackling several heavy issues. This means the game won't appeal to everyone, especially players looking for some light-hearted escapism. But if you're looking for a thought-provoking experience with an emotional narrative, then I highly recommend Endling. Just make sure to keep a box of tissues handy for the ending. Endling is currently available on PlayStation and Steam, but I recommend the PlayStation version as it's best experienced with a controller. I hope you enjoyed my review of Endling Extinction is Forever, and if you did, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe as it really helps the channel. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I hope you'll join me next time when we look at another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.